Well, hi there and welcome back to Tech Quarters TV. I am so lucky to have one of my long-standing friends, Julie Simpson here from Resource IT, all the way over from the pond. Nice to see you and thanks for coming to Tech Quarters TV.
My pleasure. Nice to be here, Chris. Thanks for asking me.
So Jules, I suppose the first question is, I know that there's been a few changes in your life as well. Perhaps there's been a bit of home office relocation.
Great way of putting it, yes. Yes, I am running the office remotely, although I do have the most fantastic general manager who is there every day, Sarah Gray, who recently joined us from Jabra, who's absolutely incredible. But yeah, for my sins, my husband and I actually moved to the south of France about 6 months ago. So yeah, it's a tough job, but someone's got to do it, right?
Sun and swimming pool and sangria, or, you know.
Provence rosé, darling.
Okay, so everybody knows you as a marketing guru, but what really drives and motivates you about marketing?
Well, it's funny you should say that, because I actually believe that I'm a salesperson at heart, as opposed to a marketing guru.
I think we both are, to be honest.
Well, I mean, you've got to be to run a business, and particularly an entrepreneur, I think, you know, always be selling. But I got into marketing years ago because I could see what an uphill struggle it was for the salespeople that I was working with, who didn't have a properly defined message, that their value proposition wasn't clear, and that actually they were really struggling. And that's where my interest in marketing comes. And that hasn't changed over the years. I still believe the fundamental thing to get right in a business is to define what you are trying to sell to who.
Yeah, they do say, and sorry for all the salespeople out there, but they say marketing is the intelligent salesperson's game. But actually, you know, I think it's basically just front loading, making sure that we've got the strategy right, you know, making sure that we've got the leads coming through, so then it makes the salesperson's job just that little bit easier. Yeah,
and more calculated in terms of what they're trying to achieve. You know, companies need to still work out and define the ideal profile of their ideal client. How big are these companies? Where are they located? What is it that we have got to offer to these organisations? And particularly when you're talking about cloud services, how can you get the customer over the line? And how do you demonstrate your unique value to an organisation? And as long as a salesperson understands that, they can do all the things that they do wonderfully well, ask all the intelligent questions, and actually build a relationship with the customer. But if that's not clear, that's a problem. And I've heard marketing called the colouring in department, actually.
Right, okay. Yeah, I'm sure that's come from the salespeople.
Probably, probably.
They need to dovetail together though now, don't they? You know, and never the twain shall meet half the time in the olden days. But now I think, you know, I mean, my marketing team sit with my salespeople, so they're just hearing all the time what's going on. You know, they have to be joined up.
Yeah, it's all business development.
Yeah, it is.
And sales, marketing, and how you run the business, all of those things make business development.
Absolutely.
And when it works, it is a thing of beauty, Chris.
Good stuff, yes. And have you seen any content creation change over the years, you know, or has that content changed in any way at all?
Oh, I think it's changed hugely. A few years ago, I won't say how many, the experience that I had was very much about almost showing off your technical credibility. And that was an incumbent part of your marketing. Let me see how I can blind people with science. If I use all these complex words and all these complex different product names and the acronyms, I mean, let's not even go there. But
it's a black art, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You know,
so, you know, that was kind of how you attracted people. You know, they're obviously extremely clever and know everything about the technology because they're talking in technology. Now, our cheese has moved. Our business decision makers make the decisions about the investments in technology.
That's right.
And so you need to be able to articulate not the ins and outs of the technology, but what it delivers in terms of business value. So content creation has hugely changed and matured, and actually I think is a bit more interesting.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, the messages change, you know, so all these different types of profiles, different individuals, they're more receptive to different types of triggers and messages, you know, so your marketing is almost tripled overnight, hasn't it, really? If you're, particularly in the larger corporate world, you know, I mean, in SMB, obviously, you're normally going operations director or, you know, CEO, MD, but in a larger corporate, you've got so many touch points that you've got to consider, and all that, you know, marketing collateral that has to hit that in the right way. It's a tough gig.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that we've seen evolve a lot recently is a revival, actually, of something called account-based marketing.
Yes. Yes.
So making a decision about a smaller number of target customers that you want to go and win, and then touching multiple decision makers multiple times with things that they're just going to find interesting.
Yeah.
And then they understand kind of who you are, the value you have to offer. And when they're talking over coffee about a different solution they may be interested in, the sales director may say, oh, actually, they wrote to me about that.
Yes.
Or I saw an article about, you know, accelerating the sales cycle. And the tech director says they've got some fantastic webinars that they're running. And suddenly the business knows you.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the magic.
It is, and I'm just going to go off on a tangent here, but, you know, GDPR, obviously, really sorry again, hashtag GDPR. But everybody talked about it in May the 25th, I think it was last year. So that has had, to us, quite a big impact on our marketing. I remember back in the early 2000s, I was big into direct mail. Now I'm getting into direct mail again. Have you seen that at all with your agency?
I mean, direct mail is so sweet. I was, our head of digital, wrote an article the other day about exactly this subject.
Yeah.
And she said in one of the companies she worked at, the marketing director was sent a shoe.
Right.
And it came with a little note and
that.
said, now I've got my foot in the door, can we have a conversation?
How fantastic.
I mean, of course he's going to take the call and listen to them. So not just direct mail as in writing a letter, but being a bit more quirky with it. You know, the old days where you'd send someone a tea bag and say, you know, make yourself a cup of tea, sit back and relax and let me talk to you for
Give
5
me 5
minutes.
minutes, yeah, that's
right.
it. Yeah, no.
Those are the things.
It is.
Or, I mean, I've done campaigns where you send people a £20 note.
Yeah.
I just want to buy 5 minutes of your time.
Fantastic.
I'm not sure how legal that is.
No.
Or people will wonder what is in that tea bag.
I can try it. All my marketeers will probably put on the prospect list will be their mom, their dad.
Oh, your marketeers are walking around the office with one shoe on.
Yeah, that's right.
Why are you walking like that? I sent my shoe to a customer.
That's great. Great tip. Thanks, Julie. Really good talking about that. Okay, well, that was absolutely fantastic. So, looking forward to the next episode. What we're really going to drill into, something very close to Julie's heart, is women in technology and STEM.